issues about national discourse are always never ending from one to the other. Like somebody said, when you are discussing Nigeria problem is solve one and get two free. Once you are dealing with one, two others are already waiting for you. Let's unwind. Looking at as the year comes to an end, let's look at the political journey. I think I'll start with Ojekere. How will you assess the political landscape in Nigeria from January to this very moment?
Well, the political landscape has been a bit turbulent and chaotic in some respects, and then in other respects it's been a bit somnolent and absolutely what we are not happy to see happening in the political landscape, depending on which part of the landscape you are looking at it from. With respect to matters of defection, for instance, there is a deliberate policy by the government of the day to erode all forms of opposition, and it's using its powers, state powers, and the powers of coercion, blackmail, intimidation on the opposition to see how many voices they can silence, how many people they are going to be able to farm off the opposition to their sides.
Ojekere, I think you once you land on your thoughts, you're going to give us examples of voices, of voices to you, of voices that you thought or you are thinking has been silenced, and the others.
Yes, so I won't even land before I give you examples. So I will give you examples in the course of my
conversation.
Yes, so that has been the general situation, as I'm saying it. When the Delta State governor was going to defect from the PDP to the APC, he said they are defecting because they cannot fight President Tinubu. Where we are not aware.
Fight in what sense now?
So we are not aware that there was any civil war. So when he used the word fight, he's saying that they cannot contest as opposition against the president. And the reason why they could not contest against the president are obvious. The president controls the apparatus of state. He controls all of the, military, police, and security forces powers. He controls the EFCC and controls the DSS. And because many of these governors have put their hands in the cookie jar, they cannot withstand the president, because the president is going to dangle before them the sword of Damocles, which is of course the records of either misappropriation or maladministration of the administration, and using the EFCC. And so, for instance, you can see that those who had refused to bow to that threat and intimidation, like Malami of Kebbi State, like Quincy Gige, like the Sokoto State Governor, Tambuwa, who have all resisted that threat, are today still being hounded and haunted by the present regime. But people like the Delta State former governor and then the former governor of Delta State couldn't resist this threat, and so they cowered. So if not, what is there in the APC government that those governors are defecting to? What is the attraction that they can show to Nigerians and say because of this kind of performance? If they name one performance, I'll name 10 non-performance of the APC government.
Fantastic.
So 10 non-performance for every one that they name. So the point I'm making is that in that sense, it's been a very chaotic situation, which we saw climaxed in Rivers State when Fubara was non-constitutionally and ignominiously removed by the president using military agents to march out a civilian democratically elected governor out of government house. And then when the president
and he has since returned.
And when the government thought that Fubara was going to play ball, they had a series of meetings, and Fubara has returned, and he's been rambling since he returned. Fubara hasn't been able to tell us exactly why he decamped to the APC, except that he wants peace for his people. Why does he want peace? But that he wants peace for his people. He wants an atmosphere where he will be able to govern. So what that implies and tells us very overtly is that he's not been having peace, and who's been troubling him?
All right, I think
agents of the present government, Wike, has been the one troubling him. So the policy of the present government is, if you are not with us, we'll give you trouble until you cower, or you continue to resist, like the Sokoto governor, Tambuwa, you know, and then the battle is on. So on that side, it's very negative. Now,
I think our